Welcome to another episode of Life and Times with Tubb City. As the host, I'm always grateful for the incredible guests we've had on the show who've left a lasting impression on my life. So today I want to talk about the company that's been making a difference in countless lives all across America. Pin Waste. PIN stands for Power in Numbers. Pin Waste is revolutionizing the way HOAs manage their waste and recycling services. They've developed the Pin app, which empowers HOAs to negotiate group deals for services like pest control, bulk item removal, trash can cleaning, and most importantly, trash and recycling. Think of Pin Waste as the perfect blend of Groupon and Nextdoor, designed exclusively for HOAs. Their platform allows communities to leverage their size and secure the best deals with vendors. I'm all about bringing value to your life, and that's why we partnered with Pin Waste. Ready to lower your waste bill and make a positive impact? Then just visit www.pinwaste.com and mention that you heard about them from the Life and Times with Tubb City podcast. Their services are available nationwide, so everyone can join the Pin Waste movement. Save money, go green, and make a difference with Pin Waste today. Welcome back to another episode of Life and Times with Tubb City. I got my man. This is new. This is the first. We're on location. Usually we're in the studio, but you let us come into your humble abode, man, and I appreciate it.
Love.
Today we got Ralf The Legend, the true legend, master barber, like been cutting for years. You're an instructor, you're a father, you're a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for, letting me take your time, pick your brain and try to learn your story. And I've already been educated in the last 20 minutes on some barber stuff, man. I just want to welcome you to Life and Times with Tubb City, man. Thanks for coming.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. It's nothing, bro. My pleasure, my honor. You know what I'm saying? This is dope.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. So, first question, always on Life and Times with Tubb City is I try to have people on that I know I have a relationship with. And, I moved here in 97. So I just wanted to see what do you remember the first time we met or interacted? I got two scenarios. I'm not really clear, but what's your answer? What do you think?
I was thinking about that. I really was. Because I was like, when did I meet Tubbs? Uh-huh. But I know I know you for a very long time. I know you since we were young.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
But it has to be from the park or playing ball or maybe the shop. I don't know. Could it be from Headhunters? It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
I was thinking it was it's got to be either the shop, because I would say Cello probably introduced me, Cello or Mikey. But I feel like the other place might be 609. Oh,
that's a fact. And then we met in 609 because for sure I was there. And those are, shout out to those guys, man. Yeah. Mikey, Cello, Adam, those are my guys, man.
Yeah, Adam, yeah. So it's vague, but I know it's somewhere around in the basketball court. Headhunters are 609, so we got to pick one and whatever. But
let's go with 609. It's a little more fun.
Man, appreciate you having me again. I wanna kind of get your backstory, because I know you're like super barber of Miami. You've cut a lot of famous people. You've cut, you got a lot of clientele that's been with you for years. But where were you born? Like, where did you grow up? What's your nationality? Like, what's your background in that manner?
All right. Well, I'm born in North Bergen, New Jersey. Born in New Jersey, but Miami's where I'm from.
Okay.
I've been here since I was 3 years old.
All right.
So, all I know is Miami.
Okay.
And nationality, my parents are Colombian.
Got you.
So, they came over here for the better life. And,
okay.
It's been a grinding ever since.
Yeah. That's dope, man. When you got to Miami, you're 3 years old, you're growing up, where did you go to? What area were you in?
When we first moved to Miami, I would say that we we weren't too far from here, actually. Okay. I lived on 104 and US 1.
Really?
Yeah, a place called Continental Gardens. There used to be a Fuddruckers there. Now there's a Target and stuff like that. Okay. But back then there used to be a Fuddruckers Cadillac dealership. And that's the first place that we moved in when we came, because we went from Jersey to Columbia to Miami.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, when we moved to Miami, that's where we live. We live in an apartment right there.
Okay. And I guess you just gave me some information when you were cutting a minute ago. Your mom did hair.
Yeah.
So that kind of planted it was in the back of your head, side of your head, the seed for that?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Like, one of the earliest memories I have is sweeping my mom's salon.
Word?
Yeah, that's how I would earn my money for candy, bro. Listen, hey, I wanted something. My mom was like, "Oh, how much is it? $1?" And she's like, "Sweep up." I would sweep up her shop, and even when she gave it up, when she sold her shop, she would still have clients come over the house.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and absorb her looking, cutting hair and be like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this?" And she would be like, explaining to me. Never really thinking of cutting hair at those times in my life, but definitely intrigued by the art form. I can say that. So that seed of intriguement, of that seed of liking it, was done at a very early age. You're talking about 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 maybe, like in that range where I'm real young, but I'm old enough to grab a broom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and figure it out.
I got Colombian parents, so you cleaning at an early age, homie.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier with you, and big shout out to Al, hoop legend, in Miami.
Oh, he's a barber. Yeah, this dude is amazing, man.
But
shout out to Al, man.
You were a hooper too.
Oh, I had my moments in high school.
Yeah.
Had my moments in high school. Definitely was fun.
And you went to Sunset, right?
Yeah, I went to Killian and Sunset.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was pre-Barber life like?
Man, just a young knucklehead, bro. Just, playing ball and chilling out and, doing whatever I could do, right, for fun purposes, chilling.
Yeah.
This is not my first job, but my first job actually was for the Miami Heat.
Where?
Yeah, the Miami Heat. I was working at the Heat store in Bayside. Before AAA ever opened, they used to have it there. So that's the first Heat store in Miami.
Yeah.
So I was there when we were building walls and shit, stuff like that. But that's my first job, which I ain't last long. I was late. What can I do? I was late a lot. So, cutting hair was my boy Wensley was the one that was cutting hair while I was in school. Okay.
And this is 10th, 11th, where we at right now?
Yeah, we're talking about 96, 97.
Yeah, okay.
Right? We're talking about 96, 97. He was the barber of the school, man. He had everybody going to his crib, right? That's my homeboy from kindergarten.
Got you.
So, we chilling. We go over there, and then I remember I was like, "Damn, bro, how many people you cut today?" He was like, "I don't know, 12, 13. I was like, "Damn, at $5 each?"
$5?
Yeah, that's how much cuts was, bro. We doing backyard cuts in high school, son. So, it's $5. And I did the math, and I'm like, shit, $65 sound good right now.
Yeah.
Just chilling?
Yeah.
So all you got to do is chilling and just cutting? So he was like, yo, out of nowhere, he was like, "Yo, Ralph, you be good at this, son. You be good at this." And I was like, "Hey, you teach me, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "You just need clippers. Get this and this." I was like, "I got them already." Because my mom was a cosmetologist, so she always had a suitcase full of barbering and cosmetologist supplies around the house. So I grabbed her clippers and I just started lying to my homeboys, man. They were like, "Oh, we got to go to a barber."
That's what I was about to ask you.
Cut your hair?
Yeah.
Do you know how to cut hair? I'm like, absolutely. I grew up in the hair thing. I used that whole thing to my advantage, right? And I was killing them. But then I started taking lessons and my boy was schooling me some and I picked up quick, right? I started picking up real quick. And then my cuts was all right. Like people were like, yeah, $5, of course. I go to the house and I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
So then I was doing that in high school. I was creating my buzz, right?
Yeah.
I'm creating my buzz. And one of our homeboys that's not with us today, his name is Carlos. We went to high school together and he was like, yo, I heard you cut a hair, though. He's like, you know, you're a little rough. You know what I'm saying? You need a little help with this and that, you know, but you got skills.
Yeah.
So he started like telling me little tips, right? And I would incorporate that right away, right? And then this place had opened up, and it was, bruh, when this place first opened up, you couldn't even get a chair. This thing was insanity in here.
For real.
It was too packed up.
And for history, for the people, when this originally opened up, it was called
Clippers Barbershop.
Okay.
This is the original Clippers, man. Like, even the color we chose, it was black and purple. Like, you know, we pay homage to one of the original urban great barbershops that were ever put in that, you know, that mid-late 90s era where Miami was starting to create a buzz for itself in that industry, in the urban industry. You know what I'm saying? So it was crucial, man. And this barbershop was, bro, when I'm talking about incredible clientele, like insane, it was insane.
Yeah.
There was nowhere really else to go.
Really?
Right? So my homegirl was the receptionist, and she was like, yo, I'll get you a demo. And I was like, all right. So then I did my demo, man. I did my demo. And the owner, which is also the original owner, his name was Ralf.
Okay.
He was the realest. That's the one I was telling you earlier. If Ralph was like a father figure to a lot of people, right?
Okay.
So you know, he's like, you know, he talked real rowdy, and he was like, yo, you suck, kid. You fucking suck. But you got potential, and I like you. You remind me of me. He told me something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, okay. When can I start? He's like, can you start tomorrow? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be here. Right. So I did that, man. I think my first week I skipped school every day just to be here at 10 o'clock.
Word?
Yeah, I was still in high school, man. So, you know, I would show up and skip school. I was like, I need to cut hair, bro. I needed money. You know what I'm saying? And the way I knew Clippers was pumping, they was making money.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, no more $5. I'm like, this is $10, $12 haircuts now. I'm just doubling my money. I get to chop in all day long.
You had the vision.
Yes. I wanted money, man.
Yeah.
I wanted J's. You know what I'm saying? I wanted fresh clothes.
The Barclays, yeah.
Yo, my mom started supporting the dope kicks. You know, she was like, I'm not spending $120 because Jordans were like $125 back then. It wasn't 200 plus. Yeah. So she was like, yo, I'm not buying that. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? I'll get you these Reeboks for $35. But I wanted the goods. So, you know, I had to make my money. And since I was in here, and then when I came in here, it was a shock, bro. Because I was like, oh, man, it was a shock because I thought I could cut.
Oh, wow.
And then I step into a room full of monsters and you realize you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You realize that you are absolutely primitive compared to everyone else in this room, and they know you suck.
Oh, word?
Like I told you, the original owner, Ralph played no games, bro. You had to be perfect. Like, every haircut had to be flawless. Every haircut had to be on time. He would have timers on people's stations to make sure that you cutting at a certain pace. This dude was molding. He was molding a room full of kids into men. You know, now that you look back.
And did y'all, and I'm not going to say, was it like he was just putting his arm around kids that maybe didn't have somebody to put their arm around them at times, and he, you know.
I think he had a soft spot for kids that was in the streets fucking around, right? I think that was a soft spot for him to help kids that he knew he could look at you and be like, he's a good kid. He's just lost.
Need some direction.
Right? And I think he had a knack for that, man, because I don't know a person that could say something different about him. Yeah. Right? I think everybody that encountered him from those days has something special to gain from him. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of connection where, you know, you're getting schooled by somebody that made it for us. Like, you know, he has this establishment and it's the number one in the city. And I'm 17 years old and I get to cut next to in the #1 shop in the city. You know how rare that is?
Yeah, you lit.
There was only a few of us like that, right? So he gave me opportunity. He sat me the 4th chair in the front, and I had the best. And not to diss nobody, it's a room full of monsters, but in my opinion, were some of the best barbers, right?
Gotcha.
So I got to sit right around them and just pick their brain, and he forced me to pick their brain. So it wasn't like I was a volunteer thing.
Sorry. Daughters.
It wasn't like it was a volunteer thing, right? It was like he knew the potential, but he was like, look, you're not going to take no breaks until I tell you. You're going to sit there. When you're done cutting, you're going to ask them questions. You're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so though it was tough love.
At the time, was you?
Oh, man, my learning curve with him was not even like this, bro. It was like, whew. And then it was like you're forced to be a certain way. You're forced to do that, and you don't want to disappoint now, right? Yeah. That's when it comes important right there, when you're like, I was embarrassed yesterday, but I'm going to show up tomorrow because I got something to prove to homie.
Yeah. So you started 17, you're still in high school.
Yeah.
Is that it? Are you just, I'm going to be a barber? There's no bull. I'm not getting in trouble. Like, I'm good. Is that it? Or
I was lucky enough to not really ever get in some serious trouble, right? Mm-hmm. A couple slaps in the hands here and there.
Yeah.
But nothing ever too serious that really set my life back, which, I'm lucky for. When it comes to that, but I definitely tried quitting cutting a couple times.
Really?
Yeah. There's nothing that you're going to do if you don't put your heart into it that you're really going to thrive in. Mm-hmm. Nothing, right? So there comes a point where you're stagnant in anything. Like, it's like working out, right? Yeah. There comes a point where you plateau and you're stagnant. You're like, I'm not going to get nothing more out of this. And this is life. And you're like, I want more out of life. So you start looking elsewhere. But the truth is that you've never polished what you had.
Yeah.
You never really focused and buckled down and developed something.
And I don't know, did this path, did it bring you, and I don't know your relationship, but did it kind of like make your mom proud? Like, did it bring y'all closer because you chose that route or what?
It has nothing to do with that. I think my mom's extremely proud of me because, tell you the truth, what I do with cutting hair is not every barber does.
What do you mean?
I'm very blessed like that, man. Like, I'm very blessed to say that every day I show up, I'm basically sold out. You know what I'm saying? I sell out at a very high.
Yes, you are.
I'm very
if you don't hit the app 2, 3, 4 days before, it's not going to work out for you.
Oh, man, sometimes weeks, man. But, at the end of the day, you grind hard for that, man. Yeah. That's a payoff to dedication, right? And discipline. So, you start, like I said, you start learning the game, how to play it the real way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, we just street ballers, bro. I was lucky to have money to go to the club at night, to buy a bottle or two and have new kicks on. And that's where my money went. It's not like I was disciplined when I was young.
Yeah.
It was to that moment where things snap and things click. And that's when you really, but, as a young kid, cutting hair, like I was talented, but I was a disaster.
And so I'm going to say this with ignorance because it's not my world. You have a lot of passion for this. And it's like, when did that happen? And were you aware and did you embrace it?
I'll tell you like this. I was always a deep person. You know what I'm saying? Even as a young teenager, I cared about philosophy, psychologies, and religions, and different things like that, and studying cultures. I was into that stuff. I didn't care about the school system. Yeah. I cared about learning actual history and stuff like that. So, knowledge is something that's always been a part of me. But when life hits you, man, you kind of forget all of that stuff, right? So you need that moment, in my opinion, you need that moment that really wakes you up.
Yeah.
And for me, was having my child.
Yeah.
Right. So my son is my firstborn. My son is my original savior. Right.
Yeah.
He's the one that really sparked. I can't fail. I need to you need to be proud of me. I need to give you the dad that I never had.
So it was like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
was it necessity into passion type of thing?
Yeah. Like, you know, I always knew I had something special, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a passion for cutting hair, like flexing, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't transformed into a business per se. Mm-hmm. It was like I was paid off for my hobby, right? Yeah. It wasn't like now where people respect the business, mm-hmm. right? And the way we structure is different. You said the app and all that stuff, right? Yeah. Like we organize ourselves differently now. We offer different services. We educate ourselves and our clients, and you know. So there's a growth process that happens, but that doesn't happen until you get that something happens in your life where it's that deep. It's that important. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was definitely my child. Like, you know, when my child was born, I had to borrow $250 from my homeboy to pay a bill. Like, you know, and you're like, yo, this guy's been cutting forever. I was that broke, bro.
For real?
Yes. That's just bad money management and bad habits. And, you know, you don't put it together. So it wasn't until I felt love.
Yeah.
You know, that father love is different, bro. Different. That's different. I'll never unlive the birth of my children, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until that where I made my promise. I was like, this is the last time in my life I borrow money.
Yeah.
You'll never have a dad like that. You'll never do this. You'll never, you know, you're gonna have somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
So then I just clicked, man. And after that, it was like I was on a mission. I had a purpose.
So can we backtrack and for the fans or people watching, can you give, because again, you're passionate about this and you talk about the shop, can you give the history of the timeline of like the name changes and all that, how that went down? Because when you were speaking about it earlier, you like, it means something to the guys in here.
Yeah. I think for a lot of us in here, when it comes to that, especially, you know, we have 5 dudes that are original Clipper barbers in here.
Really?
Yeah. We have Al, myself, Tony, Jason, and Albert. And we were original Clippers barbers from the 90s. Right?
That started with the
original owner. Okay. Original,
Got you.
Original. Okay. Jay is one of the first barbers ever here. He's never worked nowhere else.
Really?
Yeah, he probably worked somewhere else before, but once he came here, that was it.
Yeah.
So he's been here 24 years, 25 years, Jay.
That's dope.
Right?
Yeah. So
this shop, we all know the magic that these walls have created, right? We all know the history behind it because we are the history behind it.
Yeah.
Right? We're living testaments to this place. And everything that we've gained and everything we've had is fundamentally rooted by this place.
Yeah.
Right? So this place has a spiritual connection to some of us where it's home.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the whole feeling when I came back.
Yeah.
Right? Was that it's home. So this was Clippers originally. It opened in 97, if I'm not mistaken. 97, 98. I know by 98 it was open already. But I'm for sure in 97, I think it was open. Around 2000, around the year 2000, it got sold. Something happened with the original owners. They sold it to somebody else, but it stayed Clippers.
Okay.
All right? So they sold the franchise off. That dude didn't do a good job of managing our character. We were a room full of knuckleheads, man. We were a room full of, you know, whatever happens type guys. And he had a hard time controlling that and mashing with us. He didn't do anything to connect with us, right?
Gotcha.
And he ended up selling it. So I left, and then we opened up Headhunters in Kendall.
Okay.
All right?
I remember Headhunters.
Yeah, we opened up Headhunters. My boy Headhunters, the owner of Headhunters that's also not with us today, he had a vision. And he was like, man, he told me one day, he's like, man, I'm going to buy Clippers. I was like, man, if you do, please put me back over there.
Yeah.
Right? Because this place has always been connected to me. And So when it went up for sale, homeboy bought it. And then this was Headhunters. And I don't know if you can see it. Maybe in the future you catch some videos, but you'll see a couple scratches on those mirrors. You see them?
Yeah.
Those are the Headhunter logos up there. That's from trying to remove the glue.
Yeah.
These mirrors are like 25 years old. Like, we were going to replace them. I'm like, nah, you know, the history in these walls is craziness, man. So, you know, when he bought it, he turned it to Headhunters. It lasted a couple years. And then he sold it to the last regime. It became Goodfellas.
Okay.
Goodfellas had it for about 15 years. So they had it for the majority of the time. This spot was Goodfellas. When COVID hit, that's when they lost it. Okay. Right? They lost it, you know. A lot of barbershops lost business and went out of business during COVID.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, they couldn't maintain it and they lost it. And that's when Brad, the owner right now, which was also, well, he started cutting hair when it was Goodfellas. Okay. But he was like an old school barber here as well, right? He had the vision, man. And I knew that he wanted to do a barbershop, but it wasn't until he was like, I'm going to call it the Original Clippers, that I was like, you know, when he told me that, I was like, I'm in. Yeah. I'm in, bro. You're kidding me. He's like, no, I'm for real. Like, the Original Clippers? He's like, yeah, original. I was like, that's fucking beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. I need to be a part of this. Right? So, man, the rest is history, really. Like, you know, and one thing he did was he captured the essence of the greatness of this place. You know, everything. Like, he was like, there's no way we're going to do this shop without starting from the ground up. And, brother, I can tell you one thing. There ain't a barbershop you're going to walk into that has a floor like this. No, this is it's just crazy, man. Yeah. The shop is crazy. Yeah. He shout outs to Brad, man. He did his thing beyond belief. Yeah. He's masterful at this. And this vision just spread like wildfire, man. And tell you the truth, he brought me on board and, you know, brought me on board to put my input in and, you know, and basically treat it like my own. Yeah. Which is what we put together, and the energy got out, bro. And then we started getting other barbers, and then we just built on. Now we have a full house. Yeah, it's dope in here. It's so dope in here. Yeah. When personally for you, when did your I know you seen The Last Dragon. When did you get your glow? Like, I know you said you got your passion and you changed when your son was born, but when did you wake up and you like, I'm that dude. Like, when did it click? When did it hit me? Yeah, like, yo, I'm nice. So I went to barber school. Right? I went to barber school. I went to barber school about 8 years ago. Okay. Right? And again, that's part of the whole thought of I need something secure that no one could take away from me. Like, I can't be ducking and diving no more, man. So I needed to be legit. Okay. Right? Because you have been cutting prior without. Yeah, I've been cutting hair without. You know what I'm saying? We street ballers. And I tell you that, like, we didn't give a damn, bro. We doing this, bro. You come up in here, it is what it is. Yeah. Right? But when I went back to school, and, you know, the teacher's teaching us, and I'm really teachable, right? So I'm there, and I'm crushing it, and I'm learning it, and I'm learning all this stuff. And then he puts us on the floor, and we start cutting hair, and he goes, whoa, like, can I ask you questions? And then he had me help. Like, you know, like, basically I was schooling him on barbering, right? Yeah. When that hit, I was like, oh, snap. Like, you know, there could be something here, right? And then I kept thriving in it. And it wasn't until I understood, like the knowledge that was taught to me, right? It wasn't until I was able to incorporate infection control, you know what I'm saying? Disease control, real sanitation, you know, different cuts and styles from different places of the world. You know what I'm saying? What are they trying to information, a proper consultation. It wasn't until I learned these things that they didn't transform me. And once I understood that, it was like, bing, right? And I catapulted, like, it was like overnight, man. It really was. It really was. And again, I'm very blessed. Like, I'm very, very blessed. Because you're an instructor now too, right? I instruct. I do, I do what I do out of love, man, and I really believe in giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of things for students and stuff like that, and I don't charge them at all, man. Like I want you guys to, you know how the saying goes, you give a man a fish, feed him for a day,
Yeah.
or you teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Yeah.
I want to leave that impression on people.
Yeah.
I want people to be like, yo, I got to absorb some things from Ralf the Legend, man, and so I do a lot of stuff for the students in the future.
So what separates you? What separates here from? And I'm not talking no beef stuff. I'm just saying what do you think is the separation of the professionalism of what you bring when
Ralf the Legend?
when somebody sits in your chair?
Well, I'll tell you like this. Cutting hair is when I'm in here, I'm Ralf the Legend, right? And he gets turned on with the on sign. And then I turn him off when I leave. You know, when I leave here, I'm just Ralf and I'm chilling and I'm just vibing, baby. When I'm in here, I'm getting it, right? And I'm undeterred, right? I'm very focused on my task. So I think understanding my personas, right? Like when I turn them on, Ralf the Legend comes with everything, man. When you sit down in my chair, you need to understand that you're sitting in a superior chair, right? And I want my clientele to understand that your dollar goes farther with me than anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's not dissing nobody, because everybody has to handle their business the same.
Yeah.
That's what earlier we were telling you, like we compete with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of jealous that I was cutting right now. Right? We sitting right here and we talking and I'm keep looking at him over there like he beat me today. So when I come on Wednesday, I'm gonna have to try to beat him.
For real.
Absolutely, man. But at the end of it all, it's love, because I love that man over there, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's love, and it's that competition that we want to be championship players.
Yeah.
And there's no way you're going to be a championship team without killing each other in practice. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So we sharpen each other for real, and we challenge ourselves, man. There's at the end of the day, if he cuts 3 more heads, he goes home with more money, not me.
Yeah.
So the benefit from the camaraderie, the benefit from the competition is immense, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
can you?
That's probably what I bring to the table in here. I think, from a professional standpoint, Ralf the Legend brings consistency and discipline.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever motivated every day, but I'm disciplined as hell, so I show up whenever the lights are on.
Yeah.
Right? But I think what I bring to my team is, you could do it. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like you're seeing it happen in front of you.
Yeah.
You are no different.
Real time.
You're there. Yeah. I'm not by any means, not like I'm greater than anybody in this room.
Yeah.
I'm not. I literally just focus on what I have to do and always look for one more, right? And this exponential growth, right? That one more push-up, that one more of this, that one more of that. So that's how we push each other, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, like I told you, I'm a little jealous. He's doing one more. I cut homie's hair and he's doing another one. And I'm over here like that.
So, very confident. If you have any source of humbleness, I need you to turn it off for like 15 seconds.
All right, man. I'll do that. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, cool.
The people that know you, there's people that know you and they know you. But the people that don't know you, that's going to see this and they're like, your reputation for traveling to cut, for cutting in the chair for all these years, can you name some people that you've cut that are well known? Like, turn it off. Don't hold back. Like, give me some names.
Oh, man, I've cut. Baron Davis was one of the coolest ones for me. All right, because he was a superstar basketball player, and I got him in his prime, and he was cool, man. So Baron Davis is definitely one for me that sticks out. I would have to say Mac Main was another one.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Mac Main is a cool dude, but you know what really separated him and the memories that I have was he's kick game to me.
Right.
You understand? Like he took the time to talk to me about his situations, things he went through, you know, outlooks on how business should be handled, mistakes he made, you know, and I was just like, I'm sitting in his house looking around and I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not wasting this. So I was just like, you know, basically like what you're doing to me, like, you know, you're interviewing, I was interviewing him. So that was a cool one. I've done some reggaeton artists, you know, from Julio Voltio, Alexi Fido, Calle 13. I've done a few guys around. But my real stars are my weeklies, man.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I thrive off of that. Talk about one of my weeklies. And now that I mentioned some of these people, I got to mention this, man. My homeboy, Stevie J, man. You know what I'm saying?
I've never...
Mr. Live on Sunday.
Yes.
That's my brother, man. And tell you the truth, I'm very blessed. You know, actually, a lot of the dudes that I go back with have done something with their life, which is kind of crazy with the circle. You know, you talk about M. Dot. You know what I'm saying? You talk about Cello. You talk about Stevie J. We could keep going down the line of people that I grew up with and know them for such a long period of time. Epps. DJ Epps is one of the first friends I ever had in my life.
For real?
I swear to my mother, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed to say that I've been around greatness for a long time, bro. And Stevie always shows me love, and Stevie points, you know, whenever anybody's in town, you know, and they hit him up because I lace him up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, he shoots them my way. So there's a lot of love and a lot of people wanting to see you survive and thrive and blow up, man. So, you know, you don't disappoint by showing up, man. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. We were off camera, or were we on? I don't know. I asked you your favorite cut, most memorable cut.
Oh.
So what... Was it a famous person? Was it just somebody? It was just...
it's one of my homeboys, man.
Yeah.
Listen, the stars aligned, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those that people were like, yo, listen, online and on Instagram, somebody was like, Photoshop. Like, it was that tight. They thought it was Photoshop. And I was like, no, sir. I don't even know how to turn on a computer, homeboy, let alone Photoshop something. Like, nah, this is raw and uncut. So, I definitely, you know, listen, tell you that's one that's memorable because I was new to a new shop. And I used to work in this barbershop called Exclusive Cuts. Right? And I was new to the shop and I was mashing with the dudes. Like they saw me cut for a little bit now and they're like gaining respect, right? They're like, yo, homeboy is nasty, right? So then I do that cut and that cut was like, everybody was like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like you're not okay. And then my homeboy, Dot, he was a photographer now, a professional photographer. He always had his camera. He's the one that was putting us on to dope pictures in the shop. Like obviously he did that, but in person, he was teaching me things about pictures, right? And he took my client outside, took some shots, and bruh, what he produced was crazy. So that one cut right there, I would say that one cut is one cut that I want to post multiple times. Yeah. The same picture. That's how fresh it is. I've been trying to duplicate that one since, homie.
So I'm in the sports world and football, basketball, and I can look at something and a regular person can see it and be like, oh, yay. But I can look at something and I can be like, no, you don't understand what he just did. Like, what he just did is different. Like, normal people don't do that. So, and that's me in the sports world. Can you do that with a cut when you see somebody like, yo, like...
Oh, yeah, he's out of this world?
Yeah, like you can see that we can't see. Like you can, you...
Of course, man. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I'll put my team up in these walls. I'll put my team up against any team, bro. They're special. You know what I'm saying? My favorite barbers today, my favorite barbers work with me. Straight up. And these dudes is bad.
I think we need to have what do you think, Jose? We need to have a barber battle. and set it up and just
Listen, you know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get individuals that are masters of what they do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It all depends on the flavor you feeling that day. But we have some monsters in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we already talked about Al. You know what I'm saying? Right next to him, got my homeboy Tito, man. You know what I'm saying? He goes by Clipper Geek. He is a savage, bro.
Yeah.
He's a savage. I got my boy Tony. Tony is not only one of my best friends in the world, but he's my barber too. You know what I'm saying? Like he is. He's beyond, you know what I'm saying? Like we have savages, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I could see somebody that I've been in this game too long, right? This is what I do. So, you know, I could see somebody that's very respectable off rip. Like, look at him and be like, nah, he is a beast.
Who's somebody, whether they're here or in your past, that you've seen at the early inception and he's like, yo, he's going to be nice. And then he turned out
to be nice?
Yeah.
To be nice. Somebody that turned out to be nice. Well, there was people that have they probably have different careers, but cutting hair, they still make their money on it. They still make side money, right? So we used to work with some twins, man, called Steve and Johnny. And these twins, they had it and they took it well, bro, and they absorbed it and they went.
For real?
Yeah. They became really, really good barbers. Fricks, right? Fricks is a gentleman that, in my opinion, he's one of the best designers in the city of Miami, period, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he designs all our logos. He does everything. The dude is a beast, right? And he picked it up like, bro, that was like overnight thing. So, yeah, I've seen and you know, it's hard for me to think of others right now. But there's been people that are naturals, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's naturals in this.
So, again, this is my ignorance. If I look at, let's say, football, I can say, okay, this guy's a power running back. This guy's a pocket passer. Lamar he's an athlete. He can do it all. Alvin Kamara is freak of nature.
Yeah.
What is your style? How do you describe?
Oh, man. Listen, I'm a jack of all trades and the master of none. Straight up. I think everybody wants to be a 10 across the board, right? But I'm very happy at being a 9 or an 8 across the board. Like, I really want to do everything well. I don't need to be great at one thing. I want to do a lot of things well because, and this is the service industry, I'm not going to get stuck to one type of client. I'm not going to get stuck to one type of cut, right? So I need to do it all. So I really focused on diversity, right? I focused on having I made it like I need different type of clients, right? Like, I remember there was a time where I was like, damn, I have no Asian clients. Right. I had my opportunity of getting some Asian clients, bro, and I locked them in because I want to get good at that. So, you know, I think definitely being good at a lot of different things is my forte. And consistency overall. I think that you could sit down in my chair and without a doubt, you know you're going to leave fresh. There's not a question. There's not going to be anything. Nothing's going to be out of place. I will take my, you know how it is. So, and that's something where we pride ourselves on. That's why we grind every day.
What we've talked a lot about like the art style behind cutting.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on not cutting while they're in the chair, like the conversation, the motivation, because it seems like
that's the glue right there, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like, I feel like every time I've seen you, whether it's just, yo, what up? Or sitting in your chair or seeing you out, like, I feel better when I see you.
That's love.
I'm going to give you an example. Like, you cut Swayze's hair, right?
That's my guy. That's my guy. I love him.
But it's like every time you go around him, he's going to drop some knowledge on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm saying me personally, every time I see you, your energy makes my energy level go up and I feel good.
Appreciate that.
So is that a part, that's a part of your thing that you talk to people, motivate people, whether even if it's teaching other barbers or whatever, like the conversational piece, the motivational piece, like what is that for you? Like,
you know what? I think the motivational piece or the piece that the energy thing, right?
Yeah.
That's really me, right? That's me putting my stamp on my product, right? Because Ralf The Legend is a product. Make no doubt about it, right? And I treat Ralf The Legend as a product, right? So I sell them, right? I'm just the person that does the job, right?
Yeah.
So Ralf The Legend is a product that is composed of some of the best things about Ralph and then other things that are not Ralph that are good for business,
Gotcha.
right? So when you're doing this energy thing, you start seeing that connections are the most important thing to really help you grow in this industry, right? And those connections come from a feel. It's more than the cut, right? So my clients, I win them over as we're having a consultation, right? I'm asking the important questions. I'm asking things that they've never been asked before to get the information. Automatically, they're like, yo. And then I start asking them questions about their life, and I start building a relationship, right? Until the point where they are absolutely comfortable in my chair. They could go to sleep in my chair. And when people start falling asleep in my chair, that's when I know I got them. Because ain't nobody falling asleep uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So it's only when that happens that I'm like, got them. Like seriously got them. So, you know, my connection with my clients is more than a haircut thing. My connection with my clients is a spiritual connection. It's an energy connection.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you, to make yourself a necessity as a barber takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
For having a large number of clientele that says, I need you, bro. Like you are an important part of my life.
Yeah.
That takes some work.
Yeah.
That takes some connections.
Man, I appreciate you for letting us disrupt your...
Nah, man.
You know
this is love, baby. I'm having fun.
Could you want to drop your social media or contact info? People get in touch with you.
Absolutely, man. So I'm Ralf The Legend. You can find me at Ralf_The Legend. That's RALF_The Legend. And on IG, you could find me. You could Google The Original Barbershop too. You could book us on there. You know, the list of barbers is there. Our services, our stuff. You can find me like that. My phone number, my connections are all on there. And I'll tell you one thing. If you definitely want to feel your best, holla at your boy. That's a fact.
And you're on US 1.
We're on US 1 and 142nd, right? The barbershop is called The Original Clippers. You look that up. We're, all of that. And also, we're on social media. So you look up The Original Clippers Barbershop, and, you could follow us on social media. We're posting stuff. We do raffles, giveaways. We do stuff for the community. We bring them out. We've had cookouts out front where we just invite anybody that's out there to come get free food and drinks. Check us out. So
y'all had a concert in a parking lot. Was that here?
That was Headhunters, man.
Okay, yeah. Okay, see, it's clicking. Yeah, it's clicking.
Hey, at the end of the day, if you're not giving back, if you're not giving wholeheartedly, you're never going to receive like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's about the connection with the universe type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, now we're at that age group and we're at that maturity level where we could really understand the giving and receiving nature of the universe. And we put it to the test, man. And tell you the truth, it's been an awesome ride here, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? We're
phenomenal shop, man.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man.
This was dope. It was dope because I got a different
It might
insight.
need a part 2.
Yeah,
you know
we got to do part 2. We got to do part 2, man. We definitely we're doing a part 2. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
And might have to have Al. Al don't really want to talk, but we might have to have Al.
But we'll get Al. Don't worry.
But yeah, Thank you again, my brother,
Anytime,
for having me. And another episode of Life and Times with Tubb City with Ralf The Legend. Thank you.